Hi, I'm Claire. Today I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. You know how people say never judge a book by its cover? Well, I've got a story that'll make you think twice about that. It all started last year when my phone died at the worst possible moment. I was rushing out of a networking event downtown. Rain was pouring, and I was already late for dinner with my sister, Jade. That's when I spotted a sleek black car pulling up to the curb. "Excuse me? Are you my Uber?" I asked, tapping on the window. The window rolled down, revealing a man with salt and pepper hair and intense gray eyes. "No, but I can give you a lift if you need one," he said with an easy smile. "Oh, I couldn't impose," I started. "It's pouring. Where are you headed?" he asked. "Riverdale, the Italian place on Maple Street." "Hop in. I'm heading that direction anyway." I hesitated for a second, but the rain was getting heavier. "Thanks, I really appreciate it," I said, sliding into the passenger seat. "I'm Claire, by the way." "Alex Morgan," he replied, pulling away from the curb. "Bad day?" "Just busy. My phone died in the middle of a work crisis, and my sister will kill me if I'm late again." "What do you do?" he asked, navigating through traffic with surprising skill for an average driver. "Marketing. Nothing glamorous, but it pays the bills. What about you?" He smiled. "Investment management?" "Oh, like a financial advisor?" I asked. "Something like that." His eyes crinkled when he smiled. "Been in marketing long?" 5 years. Started at a small agency, then moved in-house for a tech company. They downsized last month. "So you're between jobs?" he asked, turning onto the main road. "Temporarily, I've got some interviews lined up." "Specialization?" "Digital campaigns, social media strategy, brand repositioning, that sort of thing." "Impressive," he nodded, slowing as we approached a red light. "What would be your dream position?" "Something meaningful. Not just selling products people don't need, but promoting causes that make a difference." "Sounds like we should talk more about that," he said thoughtfully. That's how I met Alex Morgan, not knowing he was the Alex Morgan, CEO of Morgan Enterprises, worth billions. He dropped me off, refused payment, and gave me his card. "If you ever need marketing work, give me a call," he said. Little did I know what I was getting myself into. "You got a ride from a random stranger?" my sister Jade exclaimed when I told her. "Claire, that's how horror movies start." "He seemed harmless," I said, twirling pasta around my fork. "Besides, he gave me his business card." "Let me see that," she said, snatching it from my hand. Her eyes widened. "Claire, do you know who Alex Morgan is?" "Some financial guy?" "He's one of the richest men in the city. Morgan Enterprises, that huge glass tower downtown, that's him." "No way," I said, grabbing the card back. "Why would a billionaire be driving around picking up stranded women?" "I don't know, but you need to call him. This could be your big break." "I don't want any favors, Jade." "It's not a favor if you're good at what you do. And you are. Morgan Enterprises could use someone with your talents." I stared at the card. "I'll think about it." "Claire, you've been complaining about wanting to make a difference. His company has that big foundation, right? This could be exactly what you're looking for. Or it could be a disaster waiting to happen," I muttered. "Rich guy, struggling girl, tale as old as time." "You won't know unless you call," Jade persisted. "What's the worst that could happen?" I laughed. "Oh, I don't know. Humiliation, rejection, awkwardness. Or a dream job and financial security. Take the risk, Claire. You always play it too safe." I stared at the card. "I'll think about it." 3 days later, I called him. 1 week after that, I was hired as marketing director for Morgan Enterprises' new foundation. The pay was incredible, the office was beautiful, and Alex was attentive. "How's the transition going?" he asked, stopping by my office one afternoon. "Great. Everyone's been so welcoming," I replied, organizing the scattered papers on my desk. "Especially Vanessa. She's been a lifesaver." Vanessa Richards was Alex's executive assistant, a stylish woman in her 40s who'd taken me under her wing. "I'm glad to hear it. Listen, There's a charity gala this weekend. As our new marketing director, you should attend. Meet some potential donors. Of course. I nodded. Perfect. I'll pick you up at 7, he said, and left before I could respond. That night, I called my best friend Monica. He's totally into you, she said after I recounted the conversation. Don't be ridiculous. He's my boss, and way out of my league. Claire, billionaires don't personally pick up random women unless they're interested. Trust me. Even if he was, I'm not looking for a workplace romance, especially not with my boss. Just be careful, Monica warned. Men like that are used to getting what they want. You think I should turn down the job? No, but keep your eyes open. Google him. See what his past relationships were like. Now you're being paranoid, I laughed. Better paranoid than blindsided, she replied. Promise me you'll be careful. I promise, but I think you're reading too much into this. The gala was beautiful. Alex introduced me to everyone as the brilliant mind behind our new campaign. I met politicians, celebrities, and more rich people than I could count. But the most interesting person I met was Diana Morgan, Alex's ex-wife. So you're Alex's new project, she said, cornering me by the champagne fountain. Excuse me? I replied, taken aback. Don't take it personally, dear. Alex collects people like others collect art, especially attractive young women with potential he can shape. I'm just the marketing director, I said firmly. She laughed. That's how it starts. I was his just something once, too. I appreciate the concern, but I'm quite capable of maintaining professional boundaries. Diana sipped her champagne, studying me over the rim of her glass. Of course you are. That's what makes you perfect for him. Confidence, talent, and just enough vulnerability to make you susceptible to his charm. You don't know anything about me. I know enough. Let me guess. Struggling career, recent setback. Then Alex appears like a knight in shining armor with the perfect opportunity? My silence must have confirmed her suspicions. Thought so, she nodded. Ask yourself this. Of all the marketing professionals in this city, why did he choose you? Before I could respond, Alex appeared beside me. Diana, I see you've met Claire, he said, his voice tight. Just giving her some friendly advice, Diana replied with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Enjoy the rest of your evening. What was that about? I asked when she'd gone. Diana's bitter about our divorce. Don't pay her any attention, he said, placing his hand on the small of my back. Come, there's someone I want you to meet. Over the next few months, things moved quickly. The foundation was thriving under our marketing campaigns. Alex and I grew closer, spending late nights at the office strategizing, then dinners, then weekends. You've transformed the foundation's image, he told me over dinner at his penthouse. I knew you were special the moment I saw you standing in the rain. Is that why you picked me up that day? You saw something special? I asked. He smiled. I saw someone who needed help. The special part I discovered later. It was a perfect fairy tale. Until I discovered the truth. It started with strange comments from Vanessa. You're different from the others, she said one day as we shared lunch. Others? The other marketing directors for the foundation. I thought I was the first? Vanessa's face paled. Of course, I meant at his other companies. But something didn't add up. I started paying attention. The locked cabinet in Alex's office. The way certain board members looked at me with pity. Diana's warning. Then came the charity auction, where I met Robert, a business rival of Alex's. Claire Adams, right? He said, approaching me at the bar. I've heard about you. All good things, I hope, I replied. Depends on your definition of good. You're what, number 4? 5? Excuse me? The foundation marketing directors. Alex has quite the pattern. My stomach dropped. I don't know what you're talking about. Ask him about Melissa, or Jennifer, or Amelia. He handed me his card. When you want the truth, give me a call. What happened to them? I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. Same thing that's happening to you. The ride in the rain, the perfect job opportunity, the romance. Then questions about finances followed by termination and blacklisting. You're saying he's done this before? Multiple times? Robert nodded grimly. It's a pattern, a sick game he plays. Why would he do that? Power, control, the thrill of the chase, take your pick. He glanced over my shoulder. He's watching us right now. Call me when you're ready to know more. I confronted Alex that night. Who's Melissa? I asked as soon as we were alone in his car. His knuckles whitened on the steering wheel. Who told you about her? So she's real. And Jennifer? Amelia? Robert, he said flatly. It was Robert, wasn't it? Does it matter? Tell me the truth, Alex. He sighed. They were previous marketing directors. Things didn't work out. Professionally or personally? Both. So the story about seeing me in the rain was true, he insisted. But yes, I've given that ride before. I felt sick. Pull over. I want to get out. Don't be dramatic, Claire. Yes, there were others before you, but you're different. I bet you told them that, too. I didn't quit immediately. Instead, I started digging. Vanessa was reluctant, but eventually opened up. He finds them, mentors them, dates them, then discards them, she explained in a whispered conversation in the stairwell. Usually when they start asking questions about the foundation's finances. What about the finances? She looked around nervously. The numbers don't add up. Donations come in, but not all of them go where they're supposed to. He's embezzling from his own charity? I was shocked. Not exactly. It's complicated. The foundation is legitimate, but it's also a tax shelter and a hunting ground. For women like me, I said, feeling nauseous. I've said too much already, Vanessa replied, heading back to her desk. That night, I called Robert. I'm not surprised you called, he said. I've been keeping tabs on Alex's foundation for years. Why? He destroyed my sister's career after she worked for him. She was Melissa. Everything started to make sense. I need concrete proof, I told him. Be careful. Alex doesn't like losing his toys. The plan came together over the next month. I kept up appearances with Alex while secretly working with Robert, Vanessa, and even Diana to expose the truth. His pattern is always the same, Diana explained during our clandestine meeting. He finds talented women, usually struggling financially, offers them a dream job, seduces them, then fires them when they get too close to his secrets or when he gets bored. And makes sure they never work in the industry again, Robert added. Why help me? I asked Diana. Because he took years of my life, and I want justice, she said simply. The prenup protected his money, but this will hurt his reputation. That's worth more to him than any dollar amount. The foundation's annual gala would be our battleground. As marketing director, I had control over the presentation. What Alex didn't know was that I'd prepared 2 versions. The night of the gala, everything was in place. I stood beside Alex as he welcomed guests, his hand possessively on my waist. You look stunning tonight, he whispered. Thank you. Big night for the foundation, I replied with a practiced smile. Thanks to you, he said, kissing my cheek. The ballroom was filled with the city's elite. Vanessa gave me the signal that confirmed all our invited special guests had arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex began his speech. Tonight, we celebrate the incredible work of the Morgan Foundation. But first, I'd like to introduce the woman who has revolutionized our outreach this year, Claire Adams. Applause filled the room as I took the stage. Alex's confident smile beamed at me. Thank you, Alex, I began. When I first met Alex Morgan, I thought he was just a kind stranger offering a ride to a woman caught in the rain. Alex's smile widened. What I didn't know was that he'd offered that same ride to Melissa Thompson, Jennifer Wu, and Amelia Carter, all previous marketing directors for this foundation. His smile vanished. I clicked to the next slide, showing photos of all 4 of us. What all of us have in common isn't just our jobs or our relationships with Alex. It's that we all discovered discrepancies in the foundation's finances. Murmurs swept through the crowd. Claire, Alex warned, starting toward the stage. Security, please ensure Mr. Morgan remains seated for the presentation, I said calmly. Two security guards, hired by Robert, stepped forward. Over the past month, I've worked with financial experts to trace the path of donations made to this foundation. While many projects are legitimate, approximately 40% of funds are diverted to offshore accounts. The screens displayed financial records, highlighting the suspicious transfers. But the real crime here isn't just financial. It's the systematic way Alex Morgan has used this foundation to lure talented women, promising them career opportunities, only to discard them when they ask too many questions. I gestured to the side of the stage where Melissa, Jennifer, and Amelia walked out to stand beside me. The audience gasped. Each of these women was fired after questioning financial irregularities. Each was blacklisted in their industry. Each was silenced with aggressive NDAs that Alex's lawyers are probably frantically texting him about right now. Alex's face had gone from shocked to furious. He jumped to his feet. "This is slander! Security, remove them!" "Your security tonight was arranged by me," Robert called out, standing. "And the NDAs don't cover criminal activity, which is what we're alleging here. We've provided all documentation to the Attorney General's office," I continued. "Representatives are here tonight and have been listening with great interest." A woman in the back raised her hand in confirmation. "This is absurd," Alex sputtered. "Claire is delusional. A disgruntled employee making wild accusations because I ended our relationship." "You never ended our relationship, Alex," I said calmly. "And I have the texts to prove it, just like I have the recordings of you admitting to using the foundation to meet women." His face went pale. "Did you really think I wouldn't record our conversations after discovering your pattern? That I wouldn't protect myself?" As Alex lunged toward the stage, the Attorney General's representatives intercepted him. "Mr. Morgan, we'd like to ask you some questions regarding the financial records Miss Adams has provided." The aftermath was swift. Alex wasn't arrested that night, but the investigation was opened immediately. His reputation crumbled as donors withdrew support and board members resigned. "He'll probably avoid jail time," Robert told me weeks later. "Men like him usually do. But his reputation is destroyed. No one will trust him or his businesses again." "And the foundation?" I asked. "Being restructured under new leadership," Diana said. "I've been asked to join the new board, along with Melissa. The good work will continue without him." Vanessa, who'd been instrumental in providing access to records, was promoted to operations director. "What about you?" Monica asked over celebratory drinks. "What's next for the woman who took down a billionaire?" "I've had some interesting offers," I smiled. "Robert's tech company needs a marketing overhaul, and the story has made me somewhat of a hero to women in business." "No regrets?" Jade asked. "Only that I didn't see through him sooner," I replied. "But I learned something valuable. Sometimes the people who seem most charming are the most dangerous. And sometimes the best revenge isn't personal, it's justice." I raised my glass. "To never again mistaking predators for saviors. And to never again getting into cars with strangers," Monica added with a laugh. As we clinked glasses, I thought about how one rainy day changed everything. Not because I met a billionaire, but because I found the strength to stand up to one. So let me ask you this. If you discovered someone powerful was using their position to harm others, would you have the courage to speak up, even if it meant risking everything?